Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Win right now. Again, thank you for all your continued support across the channel, the comments, the sharing is caring, everything you do to contribute towards the channel. We really do appreciate all the really nice comments, okay? And the Telegram group there obviously blowing up, and we've got a great group of people in there. So it's all good. We're building a fantastic community here, and I hope that these videos are giving you a level of support of which you can't find on YouTube. So diving into Win right now, okay? I'm not going to lie to you, I always tell you the truth. We've fallen out of this kind of falling wedge type pattern, okay, which is a good thing to break out. Sorry, I said the wrong word. We're basically broken out of it, okay, and it looks good. It looks good, but what you do need to start to see yourself doing, because when you do fall out of these patterns, you do usually come back up to the top, okay, but you do need to start seeing yourself making progress to invalidate the fact that you are making lower lows and lower highs. Do you see this? Because what you're doing here, you could just effectively, it looks nice, it looks like you're broken out of it, but you could just start effectively doing something like this, where you are still caught in this sort of downtrend and you're coming up against this resistance line here, and you are making lower highs, see that, and lower lows. Do you see that? So what you do need to see yourself do is obviously get through this resistance, but you also need to see yourself take out this high here, okay, to invalidate this sort of downtrend that it is potentially still in. I mean, you can move these trend lines around all the time. This is why you won't necessarily see me adhering to many trend lines, okay. I will 9 times out of 10 use the Fibonacci. I know a lot of traders use the trend lines, but it can move so much and invalidate a pattern, because effectively what you got going here is a falling wedge, okay, or even a bull pennant or some kind of bull flag where you're falling back on yourself. Looks golden, but if you're not taking out these highs, okay, you're invalidating it and you're just making lower highs. Do you see that? And you're caught in the downtrend. So you're like this. So you're still in a downtrend like this. Do you get me? That's why you will tend to see me using Fibonacci's, okay. You know, we was caught in this kind of pattern here, and obviously we did start to fall in towards the apex there, and just as anticipated, you know, you caught resistance, support, resistance, coming down support, another bit of resistance there, then support, you're getting close to the apex, you break out, and this is basically a falling wedge. You're breaking out because it's falling, it's getting tighter, you're breaking out, you look golden, and what you're doing now is you're back testing support, but you do need to break that high to invalidate this as a larger sort of correction on the grand scheme of things, okay. You are in a bull market, okay, so these sort of patterns 9 times out of 10 in bull markets play out to the buy side of being bullish. Do you get what I'm saying there? If you're in a bear market and you start forming bear flags, you're rolling over, you're carrying out the bearish bias side. But when you start forming falling wedges and bull flags and bull pennants in a bull market, 9 times out of 10 they adhere to that, and ascending triangles and horizontal triangles and diamond patterns and you name it. There's so many patterns when you delve down into the rabbit hole there. When you're in a bull market, they do tend to play out to the bullish bias, okay, so that's something else that you need to remember. So just getting back into that without spilling on too much, you've broken out, good, great, you've broken out, looks good, and the target is the full retracement up to that high there, okay. So getting back up to that high, get back up to that high, which is currently at where is that, 0.2965 up there. So effectively you do need to see yourself march on, take out that high, because if you don't, you are forming lower highs and lower lows, bearish downtrend, and with that you could get caught in this downtrend, okay, and potentially where you're going to look to come down to, if you do get caught in this downtrend, you'll just come down and keep hugging this daily 20 EMA on the daily time frame here, and just keep hugging it until you actually get a level of consolidation, okay. And then because what you've got here as well, look at this, you've got almost a bearish cross forming on the daily time frame on the MACD. Do you see this? Okay, it's got a little bit of a rejection just there, a little bit of rejection, do you see that? But it is starting to form a bit of a bearish cross. You've got the histogram turning bearish, okay, so that's running out of fuel in itself on the histogram there of the MACD. The RSI is looking relatively healthy. Look how overbought that was. That's way up there, that 95. Coming back now down nicely into this purple box right now. It's all good. It's all good. But like I said to you so many times, you want to see yourself rolling over and testing these EMAs and holding them as support. You fell over, you bounced off it as support, okay, and you're looking good to get back up to there in time. But as you go and as you approach that previous all-time high, you are going to run into resistance. It's obvious that you're going to run into resistance. So it's still good, okay, for that full recovery, but do anticipate that unless you do take out that high just there, you are still forming these lower highs, okay, and that is pushing you down and keeping you in this sort of longer downtrend, potentially hugging that 20 EMA and having a few more retests of it on the daily time frame. So I can't get more transparent than that, really. So this is your current low, okay. We'll drop that in there so you know where that current low is, okay. So that's your current low in the current time frame. So that is 00130517. Okay, and you can do all this on your own. You can bring up the charts and search Win USDT, drop these support levels in. So what I'm saying is, if you do see Win right now start to fall down and through these EMAs, you could potentially be looking at a retest of this bottom, and that would actually be a nice 20% short opportunity right there, okay. But if now Win was to go on and tackle this high, because that's what you need to see, you need to tackle this high, and I would imagine if it was to march on now, because you are getting this support off the EMA, it's not closed below it yet, okay, you are moving up, you're getting back test support, which you want to see when you get above things, especially EMAs. You want to back test them as support, okay, just like you did there, back test but you fell through. But when you back test support, it's confidence to the fact that you are marching on and moving up. So right now from here, if you was to see that bounce above now and start to go green, you would potentially be looking at a nice little uptrend just there for roughly 31% for Win to sort of march on and retest that high. And you know, from that bottom of that EMA retest on the daily time frame there, if you was in a long position right now, you'll be looking at a 66% trade if you'd have kept in that long right now up to that retest of that high. And that's basically Win. I wish everybody luck and well with the project, and I hope that you can find some good trades in there whilst it's sort of consolidating and going sideways and being boring, because that's effectively what it does when it consolidates. It gets a bit boring. People get a bit bored and they start to think, oh, I'm going to sell here, I'm going to jump ship and go into other projects, because I'm guilty of that. I've done it myself. You know, when you hit a high on something, or you're not necessarily cashed out at that high, and it's frustrating, you didn't take your profits, and then you're seeing it sort of going sideways and coming down and falling, and it's not doing anything, pretty much like what Chili's is doing at the moment. You know, it just doesn't seem to be, game over, and you jump ship, and then all of a sudden your project just bolts. So you can see it's already bolted from this bottom. It's gone up a whopping, from that bottom there, it went up a whopping 44%, okay? You can't be greedy. Don't be greedy off that bottom there. It's currently up 26%. Never be greedy, okay? Good luck, everyone. I wish you all well. Do take care, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.